May the 6th, and no one signed up for public comment, so we'll move on into the agenda. I want to put number 4, 5, 6, no, opposite. Let's go back. I'm pulling 1 off consent, and then 2, 3, 4, 5.
Are they unconsidered that?
They're not. And then 8 and 9 will be on consent. So, does number 8 or 9 need? Well, hello.
New member.
We're good to have you.
Hey, Jess.
It's nice to actually have the time to come in. I just came from rules.
So, so I got item 8 and 9 on consent. Does anything need to come off?
Yeah. Yes, 9 has to come off, I believe,
What?
because you are deferring it for 2 meetings.
Yeah, but it can still pass through government ops.
Yeah, it can. Yeah, it can if you want it to.
Yeah.
Oh,
I'm not pulling it off consent.
okay. So, do I have a motion for 8 and 9 for the consent agenda?
So moved.
Second?
Second.
Any discussion? No discussion, I'll go on to reading. So RS 2025-1193, a resolution accepting the terms of cooperative purchase master agreement of passenger buses related to accessories and equipment of Department of General Services. And item 9, RS 2025-1209, a resolution requesting the Mayor's Office initiate investigation into the operations, practice, leadership, culture of Davidson County Department of Emergency Communications. Report findings to the Metro County Council.
Moved.
Any
Second?
Second.
any other discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Any not voting? 8 in favor, 0 against, 0 not voting. All right, we'll go back to the beginning.
Very good place to start.
Number 1, RS 2025-1172, a resolution exempting 2301 Elston Place from the minimum distance requirements obtaining a short-term rental property not owner-occupied. Permit pursuant Metro Code of Law 6.28.030.
Let's move.
Second?
Second. Open for discussion. Sponsor want to speak?
Yeah, sure. Thanks, guys. This is a short-term rental waiver due to a church, West End United Methodist Church. They have sent a letter to me in support, as well as this is already currently being used as a short-term rental. Property ownership is changing hands, therefore triggered a waiver.
Okay. Any other discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed? Thank you. Item number 2, RS 2025-1187, a resolution approving intergovernmental license agreement between the Metro government of Nashville, Davidson County, United States of America, to enter into a certain property located at 1414 County Hospital Road, owned by Metro government for limited military training purposes.
So moved. Second.
Any discussion?
Yes.
Okay.
I'm asking that this be deferred for a meeting. This is in my district. I've spoken on it before. Of course, I always talk about how everything that is, I guess, adverse, unattractive is dumped in my district. But before I did request that they at least contact the people in the area so that they would know that the training is about to go on, because there was one time that people were calling 911. Nobody knew what was going on. They agreed to do that within, I think it was defined by the neighborhood, but our neighborhood president that lived over in the area said that they weren't receiving notices. And I don't know if that's because we generally said Metro will send out notices and no specific department took responsibility. I don't know if that's what happened, but people didn't receive notices, and we're back here again. And I'd like a one meeting deferral so that I can speak with maybe planning and have somebody specific that's going to take responsibility for sending out notices. I have a very elderly community, and I just think it's unfair for them to hear the shots, even though they're not real bullets or whatever. They don't know that though, but to hear that and the airplanes flying and everything. So I'm asking for a meeting deferral just so I can consult with planning and see exactly who's going to send out the notices.
Do we know time-wise what?
So this starts on May 19th, I believe.
Yeah,
Before the next council meeting.
Yeah, so I think pushing this out will basically tell them no. And I think this is.
Well, I don't know why they waited. If it's May 19th, why it's just coming up?
Yes, sir.
I don't know the answer to that. My assumption might be that they wanted to make sure that it's going to be approved before they started sending out notices to everybody. This gives them plenty of time to get mailings out before the 19th and let people know. And I would
But that's
encourage
not-
the council person
that's
in the
not-
district to see that happens.
No. My issue is, though, before they said that, and they had plenty of time to do it, and it didn't happen. I would like to figure out who exactly, because say we don't defer it or whatever, and say no department says we're going to do it. Then what? We've already moved and passed it.
You can have the council send the letters out.
I would like to know which department is doing it, and I think that maybe they shouldn't have, I guess, waited this long to do this without consulting the council person or whatever, that this was going to happen. For if it's about to happen, if it's on to happen, it shouldn't be just now coming before the council. It should be in advance like it was before, and it gave us time to maybe iron out some kinks.
Ms. Ellis?
I would say I'm in support of the deferral because whether or not what the timeline is, the people of your district
Right.
still need to know what's going on.
Right, and I am concerned about that because it's so often just whatever happens over there.
Yeah.
Thank you very much, Chair. I actually am in support of a one meeting deferral in terms of communication as well. And even if we're going to ultimately approve this, the community needs to know in advance. We can't vote for this and then send them a notice on something we voted on and they didn't know about it.
Right.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
I'm going to vote against the deferral. We've got 2 weeks. Just pass it tonight. There's 2 weeks to get letters out and let people know so we don't disrupt training schedules for these troops.
Yeah, I agree. I don't think that we need 30 days or whatever to get a notice out to folks, but.
I too want to support a deferral just because we've already had the instance where they said notices were going to go out and they didn't, and we have no guarantee that they will, and so we have precedent here that they actually didn't do what they said they were going to do, so I think we should defer until that actually goes out first.
Yes, sir. Mr.
Thank
Matt?
I think there's just a little bit of confusion for me, and that this sounded so familiar. I did a quick lookup, and we talked about this before, like on 7/18/24, and it actually got.
Yep, that was the point that she was making.
The notices never went out since that last one.
24,
Yeah.
2024.
Right.
Yeah.
This never happened since then. Yeah, it's just. I guess what in my mind, I'm thinking this is an ongoing area that exercises occur, or has this never happened ever before in this location?
Since I don't know what happened prior to my being here, but since I've been here and the one I knew about,
Right.
I asked,
Right.
I mean reasonably so I believe, that my elderly community know that they're about to be shooting and planes flying and everything in the area. I think a reasonable request. They agreed to do that, but it was general, like Metro will send out notices. Well, especially in that area, the president of that neighborhood, that community, was very, very active, actually went out because she didn't receive one. She was asking other neighbors, they were saying, no, we didn't receive one. So I said, well, maybe that was my fault because I wasn't specific. I just said Metro will, and then, sometimes we do pass the buck. So I'm asking, and if it's coming just before us now, that's not my fault. They could have done that in advance. So I'm asking that we do a one-meeting deferral.
Hold on just 2 seconds. Dave, with the mayor's office, can you speak to this if anybody has been notified or what the timeline is to get this?
So like Councilmember Kimbrough alluded to, last time this came up, it was deferred to add an amendment asking to put something in the legislation itself asking for notice. In light of that, and part of the reason this request was delayed, we required that the actual contracts put a specific party in charge of notifying the neighborhood adjacent to the property this time. So they're contractually obligated. In one agreement, it lays out providing notice more than 24 hours in advance. The other has the timing and also the specific language of the notice and how they would be distributed. So
someone has been assigned to make sure all the notices go out and that everyone in the area is notified?
It's their responsibility, yes.
Okay, so he said it's their responsibility. Yes, I don't know what that means. It's whose responsibility?
It is the Army in one case and the Marines in the other. They are responsible. The unit that is coming has been, and there's a specific person that's identified even in one of them.
The amendment said Metro. Metro did not send out notices. I don't know,
Right.
and I can't make them do, I have nothing, I can't do nothing
This
there.
one, because I don't think Metro should be obligated to go do it, so we
But
ensure
that's what
that
we
they would be
voted
the
on,
ones who would have
that Metro
to.
do it. And Metro didn't do it, and I just want to know specifically what department is going to send these notices out to my community. And I understand everybody that's not living in the community may feel like, well, it shouldn't be their response, it shouldn't be that one, but we live there, and we don't know, and we need to know. And I'm asking for a deferral until I can get some definitive answers on who's going to notify people in Bordeaux.
Yeah, hold on 2 seconds. You had a question?
Yeah, for Mr. Rosenberg. So if this is passed, will that engage or make them notify at that point, or has the timeline already passed? You mentioned 24 hours in advance. Is that all the notice that they're given?
The exact language. It's, tomorrow there will be some helicopters. There won't be any other noise affecting it, but just letting them know that this is going to be going on nearby, who to contact if they have any issues.
So if this gets deferred one meeting, will that just stop everything?
I believe it's supposed to occur before the next council meeting. But, I mean, it's up to you. They are late.
Yes, sir.
Is this something council staff can send out some letters for?
I'd have to check and see what
At the request of the council member?
maybe so, yeah, we can talk about potentially doing that. I don't know cost or radius or anything like that, so I don't want to necessarily commit, but we send out notices from our office.
I know you've done it for planning issues, yeah.
Yeah.
Yes, sir. You had a question or a comment?
Yes, thank you, Madam Chair, for recognizing me, even though I'm not on the committee. This reminds me in a way of the planning process, because when you go through the planning process, there's always someone who comes forward and says they didn't get the notice. And so I'm not saying that notices went out like they should have necessarily. That could be on one individual that may have dropped the ball somewhere, and we shouldn't let that impact this particular event or the service members that'll be involved in it. I also would like to add that area council members can use their platform to help elevate it, get notice out that this is happening. And for that matter, you can even contact the news media and let the news media know. The news media will talk about it. This is not a secret event by any means. So there's a number of ways that you can make sure that you're informing your public. And I'm fully supportive of this effort, and I think deferring it will be a very bad look for Nashville, and we should not do that. We should move this forward, please.
Yeah, I agree. However, we have a motion on the floor to defer.
Motion to
That has been properly seconded. Is there more discussion
Yeah,
on the
I just wanna- I
deferral
don't-
itself?
Yeah, I just want to add that I don't think, because we've already discussed this in past legislation, of what the process is. The onus should not then come back on us to make sure that they send an example of what's being sent out, or what they've agreed to do is done. And being a supported deferral is not to say that we're against the soldiers or the military in any way. If anything, that leadership has failed their staff, their support folks that are going to be showing up because they haven't done what they were supposed to do. So I think we need to be respectful of the district representative. That's all.
Any other discussion on the deferral?
Madam Chair, if you're on 1187, I can read the language of the
Can we vote on the
requirement if
deferral?
you want.
I have to use the restroom.
If you can, if you don't mind.
The notification outlined below will be distributed from 15 to 18 May 2025 in conjunction with the Nashville Police Department to all residences in the Bordeaux Hills River Meadows neighborhood. The notification will be delivered by the 75th Ranger Regimental PAO team across a variety of methods to include delivery of mailbox, localized email and social media, and on-site engagement during the pre-deployment site survey and execution of the exercise. Then it lays out what the training is and when, and says for more information about the exercise, contact Public Affairs Office for the Special Operations Command at 910-432 phone number. Just wanted to offer that.
And those
since I
notices
didn't
are
have a
supposed to
full
go out
answer
when?
last time.
Supposed to go out when?
What's the timeline for getting those notices out?
May 15th to 18th, and this is
When is this?
training on the
training is for
19th
the
to 23rd.
It's the 19th. It took the property assessments almost 10 business days to be received by folks. So that would be assuming that people check their mailbox the same day that it gets delivered, assuming that it's being sent first class mail.
It's not fair. It's just not
Yeah.
fair to the people of Bordeaux. It's not fair.
Yeah, I think we should vote.
Can we vote?
Just on the deferral?
Exactly. Yes, I just wanted to move forward with the vote.
Yes,
If we
thank
could, please.
Okay. All those in favor of the deferral? please say
Aye.
Hold on. 1, 2, 3, 4. 4. And then all those against the deferral? 1, 2, 3, 4. Anybody not voting? And that was one meeting, correct?
Yes.
Okay. Move to item number 3, RS 2025.
That was a tie, correct? It was 4 to 4?
Yep.
4 to 4.
Motion fails.
Oh.
Okay. So does that
You
mean?
need a new motion.
Motion to approve?
Second.
All those in favor to approve this motion, please say aye.
Aye.
Can we have a discussion?
Yes.
I just want to hear why we wouldn't respect the representative of this district's request to defer when it's her constituents that she was having to answer to.
People typically don't respect Bordeaux.
Who are you asking?
Any of you fellas can answer.
I personally don't have any disrespect to Bordeaux at all. I believe that there's plenty of time to get the notice out. It sounds like to me that the Department of the Army and the Department of the Marine Corps, which is also the Department of the Navy, is responsible for making sure that get the notices out between the 15th and the 18th of May so that they can have it, I believe, on the 19th, if I understood it correctly. And I believe that that's plenty of time. I don't think we need 30 days or whatever to get the notice out to everybody, but that's my opinion.
And I agree that they should have gotten this at least earlier on our agenda. And I think in the future, we may be able to find out how the information that Mr. Rosenberg has gets communicated earlier. But there is time between now and then to reach the community to let them know what's going on.
But they gave the dates the 15th through the 18th. And they're probably people today.
That doesn't mean you're sending it on those days. That means it is to be
You're next.
received
Hold
on
on.
those
Go ahead.
days.
Is that what it says?
What did you
One
say?
second, the chair just acknowledged me, so we have to
sorry.
follow the chair. So, having done an experiment with codes, on mailing out through the Metro system, it can take up to 3 or 4 days when it goes out through us to get to anybody. So to Councilmember Ellis's point, these people may not receive these in a timely fashion. It could very well be after the 15th, and they are going to not reach out to us. They're going to reach out to Councilmember Kimbrough to say, why didn't you protect us? Why didn't you notify us? They are not watching this meeting right now. And the reality is, she has come, she is sharing with us what her constituents deserve. Someone else failed, so it is not on us to just push the envelope. My dad was an MP in the Army in Vietnam. I have the utmost respect for officers, I do. But I also know that we need to do things decently and in order, and it's very clear that this was not done decently or in order. So for us to try and push something forward would be inappropriate and unfair to constituents. And I think that's why we all ran. We're serving our constituents.
We try to,
I mean, I don't want to beat a dead horse, but there's nothing that says you can't put out a newsletter, put it on your social media outlet before that happens. These services can do that. I think that's in the contract, that they're using social media also, or electronic. There's no excuse for them to be any surprised and any disrespect shown to any member of her community. My whole opinion.
Mr. Bennett?
If we could address Mr. Rosenberg, is that okay?
Sorry, what did you say?
Can we address Mr. Rosenberg?
You can ask me and I'll make sure he...
Well, can we just make sure that Ms. Kimbrough has this phone number of the contact person so she can contact them directly and grill them and ask them questions and express how serious she is about this, and that she has our support, that if they cannot notify people, we will not be agreeing to this kind of thing in the future, out of fairness. And in either way, no matter what she determines to say to them, she needs to have that phone number so she can make that phone call, because I'm sure she has some feelings about it. Because I know I support her in this concern. I don't think we're going to surprise anybody if they start this. I think it's happened over there before. But even at that, it would be nice to have a heads up that there's going to be one, because sometimes you can't tell. Shoot,
I don't believe that there is a specific phone number to contact one person, and I understand it's a group. Is that correct?
He started
There
a
is,
phone number.
but there were interactions with an individual with the
Right.
military, and I'd be glad to share with whoever.
Didn't you start a phone number? 910-432 something something?
Yeah.
If you could share that with her.
I'll come to you next, I promise.
And that, but
Yes.
I think it's unfair and really quite disrespectful to say, generally speaking, just combining everybody's position that I oppose, to say, hey, we tell you what, you can do it yourself. Because in essence, that's what you're saying when you're saying you can go to your news, you can go to your email and your social media, and you can do this, that, and the other. Well, that's the answer to everything. For anything, any legislation, we could just say, oh, you can just do it yourself. It's unfair. It's unfair. And I think sometimes people know that, but they just count on ignorance to agree with it and go from there. I'm not calling anybody ignorant. I'm just saying ignorant of certain, they just say things that sound all good. Hey, you can put it on your social media. Why don't you do that? And then maybe the people can find out. That is not fair to my elderly community. And we have the oldest community. Before, it was disastrous. That's why the last time I asked for that amendment about notification, people were calling 911. People were afraid. People were just, it was chaos with this going on. And once again, my community is being minimized, and everybody said, oh, it's happened before, they'll be okay. They know it's coming. They know that kind of stuff happens. It's not right. It only happens there. And those excuses are only used there. We can't go anywhere else and do it. Why don't we share the love? and y'all take a little bit, and you take some to your community for the practice, and you take some.
I got a rock quarry. You want some?
And I have one. There you go. We got that too.
Yeah.
It's nothing that's undesirable that we don't have, okay? The dump, the dog pound, the prison, the drug court, we have it all. The military training, that's us. We get it. And then once again, you know, we're coming here and you all are going to, little girl, it'll be okay. Just get on. No. They need to respect us. They need to give us notice. And they shouldn't put it on the agenda this quick and then shove it down my throat and then say, hey, we don't have enough time. Well, of course you don't. If you didn't give it, it's not my doing. I didn't decide when it comes on the agenda, but you tell me to take the responsibility for it and notify everybody. It's not fair. I'm against it. Yes. Oh, I'm sorry. Nothing.
Yes, Ms. Buff.
What do we get out of this as a city? What does Nashville get out of this? Are we renting this land? Why are we acting as if because it's a military thing that it's sacrosanct and it can't be? What are we getting out of this?
I don't know. It's training for our military. It's the only thing I know that we.
So why is that taking precedence over our lives here in the city? Why is this the most important thing? And this is something that we have to treat as if this is like, oh my God, we have to do it. Why?
I don't have an answer for that.
I don't know that any of us have an answer to that, but we're acting as if that somehow this is something that can't be changed. We're asking for notice to our community that something is going to happen that's going to impact our lives, and we're hearing that somehow shouldn't be touched. Given the current military we have and the military leadership we have, they're never going to put out notices, even if they say they are. But acting as if this is sacrosanct or something that can't be changed, I think is giving precedence to something that shouldn't have precedence.
And we're getting close, so if you don't mind, we can kind of wrap this up.
I mean, no disrespect to you and your district. My understanding from what Mr. Rosenberg had given us was that they haven't failed to do the notice at this time. So I didn't know they should be in trouble for not having done it right yet.
Well, I don't know who they
Hold
is.
on.
Who is they?
Hold on.
Well, the ones responsible for giving the notice,
Metro?
the military.
No, Metro is in there. Metro is to give the notice. I have no control of the military. They can say kiss my ass and there's nothing I can do. I'm saying Metro.
Hold on. Stop. Everybody just stop. I don't think that it's in this at all, correct me if I'm wrong, for Metro to do any notification. It's all, hold on. It's all on the military for them to do the notification between the 15th and the 18th of May. And it's not on Metro to do that notification. Am I correct?
That's correct.
No, the amendments. Get the amendment out. Let's read it.
Hold on.
Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you, Chair.
I'm coming back to you, I promise.
I was just going to say, if we could vote, I don't think it's going to be any different. I think it's going to be 4-4 again. And then what happens when that happens?
It will have failed.
It'll failed again,
Yeah.
and then what do we do with that?
Well, no, you can, because that's your.
Well, which one would have failed?
That's your. It was not approved by the committee, but so the deferral is, a motion like that supersedes the approval. So once that, you fall back to the approval.
Okay.
So if the approval fails, you didn't approve it, we move on to the next item. So we won't.
Exactly.
We won't.
So
okay.
just get the vote done. It's
Okay,
going to be
yes,
split
okay.
and
All
move
right.
on.
Okay.
There you go.
All right. So, any other discussion? Can we go for a vote? All those in favor of approving this, say aye.
Aye.
1, 2, 3, 4. All those opposed? 1, 2, 3, 4. It fails.
Joy, we need you for another vote. The next one is the same thing. We need your vote. You just move straight to it.
All right. Number 3, RS 2025-1188, resolution approving intergovernmental license agreement between the Metro government, Davidson County, United States Hospital, certain property at 1414 County Hospital Road, Metropolitan Government, limited military training purposes.
So moved.
Second.
Oh, I'm sorry. Can I do this real quick? I just want to ask them, since this one is a different day, do you all mind a deferral on that one? Since it's July or whatever, since it's not May, since it's not
I
imminent?
think this one's also May.
No, that's not. That's a different date.
I think that they both have May dates.
Oh, it's May? Okay, not May. Okay, move my motion. I withdraw that motion to defer. We just vote on it. Sorry.
Any discussion?
No.
All those in favor of this, please say aye.
Aye.
1, 2, 3, 4. All those opposed? 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 in favor, 0 against. That motion fails as well.
Thanks.
All right, RS 2025-1189, resolution accepting the terms. Hold on. We gotta move on through this. We kind of got held up, so we can just kind of move on. So RS 2025-1189, resolution accepting the terms of cooperative purchase master agreement of 4.8 chassis cabs and related equipment for the Department of General Services. Can I have a motion?
Motion.
Second.
Properly moved to seconded. Discussion?
Oh, there are four resolutions that say the same thing, and I just wonder what the difference is between the four.
I don't understand why there's 4.
I think that they're 4 different companies, so it's basically just 4 different options for them to purchase from.
Oh,
So
okay.
they can kind of shop around.
And this is what showed up, and I believe in planning yesterday, and it's just a smart meter that goes in there. There will also be the original regular meter that people will be able to visually see when
That's
you
a
get.
different bill.
That's different.
That is the
This is
smart meter
chassis.
bill. This is
Electric
chassis. This is
combustion.
a purchasing agreement.
Okay.
This is all, yeah, this is all parts.
All right,
For chassis, yes.
I second the motion.
right. Any other discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
All those opposed? Anybody not voting? 8 in favor, 0 against, 0 not voting. And RS 2025-1190, resolution accepting the terms of cooperative purchase master agreement for 4-8 electric chassis as the charging infrastructure for the Department of General Services. Can I have a motion?
Second.
Properly moved, properly second. Discussion? Seeing no discussion, all those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed? Anybody not voting? 8 in favor, 0 against. All right. Move along to item number 6. RS 2025-1191, resolution accepting the terms of cooperative purchase master agreement for the chassis related equipment of Department of General Services. Can I have a motion?
Motion.
Second.
Properly moved, properly second. Any discussion? All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed? Anybody not voting? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And I said 8 on the last one, but it was 7 because she left us. All right. So number 7, RS 2025-1192, resolution accepting the terms of cooperative purchase master agreement for the chassis related equipment of Department of General Services. Can I have a motion?
Motion. Second.
Second.
Properly moved and seconded. Any discussion? All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed? 7 in favor, 0 against, 0 not voting. Number 8, RS 2025-1190.
Consent. It was on consent.
We do 7
on
and 8
consent.
on consent.
Yeah, that's on
So we're at 9.
Yeah, so 8 and 9 are on consent, so we've already voted.
7 and 8 we're on consent, right?
No, 8 and 9.
8 and 9 are on consent. So we're done. Wow.
That's it.
Thank you all. Meeting adjourned.
So it failed. So it's just their recommendation.